Are you looking for the best ways to help you stay consistent with your health and fitness goals? It's so easy to get rolled into the motivation and hype of January goal set, and maybe you're already starting to falter and feel like they are falling to the wayside. As someone who's been in the health and fitness industry for over 20 years now, I wanted to share some of my best strategies that are going to help you make this the year that you remain consistent with your health and fitness goals. Number one is to set clear and realistic goals. Now, I know that you may have heard the whole goal setting stuff before, but it makes a huge impact on your ability to be able to stick with your goals long term. Vague fitness goals, I'm just going to get fit this year, probably not going to cut it. We want to be getting clear and we want to get specific. You want to feel excited about them, but you want to feel as though they are within your reach. Also, I would love you to move away from setting just weight loss and think about more process goals. So maybe your goal is to be able to eat 25 grams of fiber a day. Maybe it is to work out 3 times per week consistently. Have these process goals in place, so it's then far more about the habit that you're trying to create rather than just an outcome, because our goals can fluctuate month on month, especially when it comes to health and fitness. Life happens, things get in the way, but if we have those set goals of I want to stick that to this on a weekly basis, it's really going to help to motivate you to find those small wins week on week and just know that we are sticking with the habits and uses that as our guide towards our goal. When your goals are super clear like this, it feels far more achievable and you're going to be far more likely to stick with your goals this year. If you need some help mapping out your goals, I am a huge fan of a planner. Often planners come with goal setting tools and strategy within them, and I love just writing my goals down, whether that is on a weekly or a monthly basis, as that is that reminder to have a reset on week and to keep on going after the things that are important to you when it comes to your health and fitness. I've probably used a life planner for over 10 years now. There are so many beautiful planners out there now that are available. You just have to find one that matches with the type of things that you want to track and how you want to format your goals. I'll also put a link to another one of my favorites that I've just started using this year, and it is the Inspired Stories Planner. I am loving this like binder format or file facts type format. Step number 2 is to create a plan and structure your goals in a way that you are acknowledging where you are starting from and working towards the person that you want to become and want to be. Again, going with a planner is going to be a really effective tool to help you map out these ideas and get them into place. Consistency strives on structure, and just taking a little bit of time at the beginning of the week, whether that is to map out your workouts, put them into a schedule, map out the foods that you are going to eat, all these little things are planning ahead of time are what are going to help you throughout the week when life gets busy to stay on track with the things that are important to you. Again, this is where a planner is going to come into place, so I highly recommend getting into the habit of using one, whether you are a millennial like me that has to have things written down on pen and paper, or maybe you like to opt for the more digital version. Finding the one that sits and suits you best. Step number 3 is to build your habits over time. Only 1% of people who start out with their health and fitness goals are still going to be doing them by the end of the year, and the biggest reason for this is that people go in too hard, too heavy, and they try and go in doing too much too soon. The amount of people that I've seen starting out on something like 75 hard, where it is really strict, you have to go all in, you really have to commit your entire life around this one specific challenge where you're trying to get all of your habits in place, whether that's your daily movement, your sleep, you're getting your workouts in, you're overhauling your nutrition. It becomes all encompassing. You kind of have to like give up your whole life to be able to stick with it, and it is the biggest key that becomes unsustainable. I would love for you to pick like 1 or 2 habits and build them over time. Start out with small action steps, and when you can do them repeatedly over and over on time without having to think too much about it, like you would do when you would brush your teeth. You don't have to think about brushing your teeth. It's just something that slots into your life on a daily basis. That's what we want to get to with our health and fitness habits. If it feels like too much of an effort, too much of a slog, then it's going to be really hard for you to stick with it for the long term. And when you are starting out a new habit, ask yourself, could I keep doing this for the rest of my life? Because that is what it's going to take if we are going to truly build our health habits in a way that is sustainable. So I know going for that intense transformation or that 30-day challenge seems enticing, it seems exciting. More often than not, that is where people fall flat. And although it's not quite as sexy, the slow and steady approach is always going to win the race when it comes to your health and fitness. So instead of asking yourself, how fast can I achieve this result? Ask yourself, how long can I keep on doing this for? Number 4 is to build a support system. Accountability is a powerful motivator. Now, we don't want to just be accountable for the sake of something outside of you. However, when you can come in with community, surround yourself with people around you who have similar goals. Share your goals with supportive family members or friends around you. And if you don't have people in that in your life, then go out into communities where those people already exist. Now, as a health and fitness coach, I have always taught group fitness, so I'm a little bit biased on this, but fitness communities are literally the best type of people. It's the place where I've made most of my lifelong friends in my life because they came to my fitness classes. Just having that extra accountability and also a social aspect, it becomes more enjoyable. It's not just about you. You go not just for the workout, but you go for that accountability, that camaraderie. And even whether it is a community within the fitness or you're setting yourself a fitness challenge, having a space where people come together. And when we are more and more online, and look, online's a great place, it's connecting me to you right now, you cannot underestimate the importance of human connection, and being actually face to face with real life human beings in a fitness setting is just an incredible experience. So I highly recommend, if you are struggling to get going or you struggle to be consistent, find a fitness community that you can become part of something. People and social connections is a huge element to health and fitness, regardless of what the actual workout is. Number 5 is tracking your progress along the way. Again, I'm coming into this bad boy. It encourages you to come evaluate your week, your day, your month, and we can reflect on the month that is past, and then we can use that information, whether that is we've experienced wins or we've experienced lessons. We can use that to cultivate and catapult us forward into the next step. If you are not tracking things, you are going to be guessing. One of the most popular metrics that so many people like to focus on is their weight, and I would really encourage all of my clients to, yes, weight can have a place as a tracking metric, but it is by far the only thing. You can track your clothing sizes, you can track your waist circumference, you can track using pictures, you can track by checking in on how you are feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. You can track your workouts, you can track your water intake. Nutrition can have a place in tracking, but think about the tracking methods that are going to be most useful for you. And if you do want to track weight, I would encourage you to use, rather than just full body weight, there are so many bioelectrical impedance scales around where they measure your water content, your muscle mass, and your fat content, rather than just looking as weight as the only metric, especially if you are incorporating strength training into your schedule, as that is going to impact your overall lean body mass. Without context, weight is not always the best measure. So I'll put a link down to some bioelectrical impedance scales. They aren't perfect, but they have come a long way in recent years, and they can give you a good guide on what your body measurements are. If you would like a full video on this, if that's something that you would be interested in, let me know down in the comments and I can do that. And I also really like the Bluetooth tape measures. So they can link to an app on your phone that can help you track and measure your progress when we're looking at body measurements, which again is a far better measure of your progress when you're looking at body maintenance rather than just your weight. And if you are someone who is midlife like me, we want to be looking at that waist to hip ratio measurement as a guide. As we get to midlife, we tend to hold on more body fat around our midsection, and that can be a key indicator to our health. And so it's an important metric to measure for midlife women. Again, I'll put the link to that down in the description below, because reflecting on your progress and seeing those metrics change place can be a huge motivator to help to encourage you to recognize the wins, big and small. And also, if there's any failures along the way, it can give you reliable data on the things that you want to work on moving forward. Number 6 is to start when it's inconvenient. The amount of times that I have had people said to me, oh, the timing's not right, I can't do this because I've got an event coming up, or the kids are really busy in this time. I would encourage you to consider that is the absolutely best time to get started, because remember what I was saying earlier about starting to build your small habits over time. If you can start building a habit when your life is a little bit busier, then if you are able to stick to it, guess what happens then when you've got more time, that you can then add on the next habit, and you're going to make even more progress, versus if you wait for when your so-called perfect timing, which by the way never really exists. Then what happens when shit hits the fan and the life goes crazy? Then all of those habits then get shoved to the wayside because life gets too busy. If we start when it's inconvenient, then we can start to make those steps of progress, and we don't have to rely on having perfect or more free time in our life. Start in the messy and just commit to doing the best you can with what you have available. And I even had this the other week where I'd set out my workouts that I was going to do for that week, and then my child got ill. I had various medical and hospital visits, and my workouts just didn't happen. Life is always going to throw you curveballs, and if you're waiting for the perfect opportunities to be able to implement your health and fitness into a less chaotic life, that's probably never going to happen. Life is chaotic. We work with what we have available. We start messy, we start small, and we build over time, and that is how you truly start to make this sustainable this year. And number 7 is looking at your healthcare as self-care. This is a huge shift with your mindset, where you're going from this place of feeling as though you have to do your health and fitness habits to look a certain way, rather than implementing health and fitness habits to help you feel a certain way. They help with my headspace, they help me feel calmer, they help me feel like I am in tune with my body. So start framing your health and fitness as a form of self-care and really guard that as a priority in your life, rather than just using it as a way to transform the way that you look. Because when you can find some joy in the journey of health and fitness, that is when you will finally be able to stick to it for a lifetime. Consistent really is the foundation, but it doesn't mean being perfect every single day. It is progress over perfection. That perfection doesn't exist. Life is never going to go perfectly in line. Embrace the messy on your journey. Try and have some fun with it. Stop putting so much pressure onto it, and make this the year that you actually start to enjoy connecting with your body, with yourself, that not only transform the way that you look, but also have a huge impact on the way that you feel. If you need some help with this, of course, I'm taking on group coaching clients in my online program, Better Body Coaching. If you'd like to learn more about that, I'm going to put the link down in the description. But I hope these steps have helped you to get some clarity around what it's going to take for you to actually make it consistent this year and really create the change that you keep on promising that yourself that you are going to achieve. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you on the next one.